Hello everybody. Today is July 1st, 2022, and I just wanted to make a thank you video to the people that have been funding me so far and donating toward my survival as well as my offspring. I couldn't thank you enough, honestly. I know that there are a lot of watchful eyes that are always sort of monitoring what I'm doing and making sure that I'm okay in that way. The way that you've offered back to me is miraculous. I didn't expect that so many people would come together just to help support me. I'm getting teared up just thinking about how much of the support I've been given, even through all the turmoil, all the confusion, all of the heartache that I've endured. And I just wanted to thank you for giving me some semblance of hope, because it's not often that our family is given opportunities to progress, and I'm just very grateful. I thank God for you. I thank the universe. I thank everything good, and even the hard things, like the difficult things, the bad things. Grateful that I'm appreciative of the help that you're offering. Still nervous because I don't have a home or space for these things, like the crib that's going to be coming and, the stroller and everything. I just can't thank you enough. I didn't expect so many people to be so caring and loving toward me, a random stranger, but I know that you've been watchful, some of you, since I was young, and I realize that I'm just so appreciative. You just don't even know. And the baby's appreciative too, and I wanted to, before I even got dressed today, share with you, and, we're still doing good. It was difficult having to realize, and I'm sorry, I'm messy and everything right now, but, it was difficult reaching out to other people. I've never wanted to be that type of person that took things from others because I figured that they needed it more. So even like my brother offers back everything that he had and donates it instead of trying to make profit on things. It's how our family is. Giving and being poor has been difficult because we want to give everyone everything that we've ever wanted to, or they ever wanted. And we're not able to finance that for them. And that was a lot of the hardship that we endured growing up, is that, we loved each other. We didn't want to see each other suffer. The same with my brother, my mother right now, everyone in my family, all of my extended relatives. If there were something I could do, even if they didn't offer me anything, I would still love to just give back, and not in a vindictive way or spiteful way, but a loving way and compassionate, because if you offer love and compassion first, that's what you get in return, and at least that's what I've always tried to hold dear in my heart. I just can't believe how much support I've received so far, and I can't thank you. Within the short amount of time, I'm able to prepare more for the baby, and I'm less stressed. So, when somebody had mentioned about making an Amazon wish list prior, I didn't think about it. I didn't think that anybody would care. I didn't think anybody would want to afford for me or my baby, and I realized there are so many loving people out there that I don't even know, and I worry sometimes that it is a ploy to get me comfortable in a state of happiness, and then it ripped away like it usually is. That's worrisome for me, and I don't want to do that to my family either, to get their hopes up. But the fact that you've donated to me and my baby, and I couldn't ask for anything. Honestly, I didn't expect that. I made up the lists. I started throwing random stuff on there that I thought might be okay. But then when I started receiving that they were purchased already, I was shocked. I was almost horrified in that way, because I'm thinking, how am I going to ever repay you? how could I ever repay somebody's kindness like that to help me to afford for something I've always dreamed of, which is a happy, healthy home and a loving family and, open lines of communication and willingness to help one another and look out for one another. So it's interesting how things are evolving in my story and how I'm being granted these opportunities to express myself more openly and express my gratitude and share it with the universe. Just the little things. I always thought just the little things, and my family always thought the same. It was always just about the small things that we would do for one another, and the things that I would draw that were part of my love for them and appreciation. And I just want to share my gratitude. I hope that one day I can be able to offer back, paying it forward to someone else, and not just regifting, but to create so that I can help to support my family. And I didn't even think creating YouTube videos was going to be beneficial in the long run. I just thought it was me exposing my story from my perspective and how I've suffered and my heart has been broken so many times seeking love that didn't exist prior, in my story. And now that I'm opening up my heart chakra and I'm opening up my mind and everything to everything in the universe, I feel like it's slowly but surely coming back around. And I'm grateful if anybody would like to donate even to my family members. I started a list for my mother, and she didn't know at first that I started this list. And I put some lavish things on there, things that I would love to offer to her, but her vacuum broke and everything, so I placed one on there, and it's called the name of it is Gail Morrison, GAYLEMORRISON. And I started her for her cat and everything because she doesn't have much. She's got this tiny mobile home and she wishes she could have a mansion so she could support all of her kids and grandkids. And her story is painful too, to hear and to understand, because she is so special, and not just to me, but to other people, numerous strangers as well, because she has accomplished so much and she was able to help people that were suffering in poverty to come to the United States and appropriate themselves in a good manner and to succeed with their offspring. And my mother's been a huge part of other people's spiritual growth, religious in that way, and love. And a lot of people have good thoughts of my mother, and I do as well, but there are times where I feel like I've been left out, and I know that that's selfish because I was the middle child. I was kind of ignored, but when I wanted the affection, that's how it went. So I understand that even the video between my brother arguing with me was removed, and I'm completely understanding of that. I know that he shouldn't be spotlighted in a negative way because he's gone through a shit ton in his life, and he was just a child when he was ripped away from, regular life and placed behind bars for something that he was just trying to do to help support his family. And he didn't understand any other way because we had gone through a lot of abuse in that manner, and we didn't know how to accept it, and he was always defiant toward authorities because he felt like he knew better. And now he's realizing he's had to humble himself, and he lives off of nothing. He gives everything, and that's why he gets upset and frustrated, because he can't help everyone. He can't help defend everyone, and that's why he just gets overwhelmed. That's why I stick up for him too. I love him. I made him the pancakes yesterday, and he ate all the banana bread. And do I bitch? Yeah. But does it matter? No, because I love them. I would give them anything. So if anybody would like to go and look for that list, it's called Grandma Gail, Gayle, and then mine is also on there, Leticia Collins. And the due date is September 4th, 2022. I just want you to know that I'm grateful, and I'm also upset with myself for exposing people in that way. I don't like it. I don't like exposing authorities. I don't like exposing the raw truth of the entire situation, but I have to, because I know I have to defend myself in some way, and the only thing I have is my freedom of speech. So that's why I create these videos, and I try to defend myself and my family and the ones that I love most and have loved me the most. And that's why I chose to create a list for her as well, just to see if there was any kind people out there that would like to donate toward, or finance her as well, because she's not gotten the opportunities that she should have had, knowing that she's so intelligent, knowing that she's so compassionate, knowing that she should have progressed, but she's been under so much stress due to the family drama and the family issues that she's just very tired. And I get that. There are a lot of times where I feel ashamed for having to confront the mental distortions. I feel very shameful for saying anything, because a lot of times it frustrates everyone else to have to face the facts and face what's going on. And denial is a comfortable state of being, and most people don't realize that even when I was living in my denial, I kind of had to go through that in order to get to the point where I was accepting of it. And when things are ripped from you, you start to learn. You start to realize and appreciate. Sorry, I've got chia pudding in my teeth. Oops, I just ate that. I don't know where my hand has been. I've been crying. I'm gross. Wash your hands. But yeah. So when my baby was moving around all crazy when I was sitting earlier, I wanted to film it for you guys so that you could partake in some of that, because I'm very appreciative to so many of you for being encouraging of me and encouraging of my story and why I'm doing this, and being there to cheer me up, sending me messages randomly. And I have avoidant behavior, avoidant personality, so I don't message back, but I'm always appreciative to all the nice comments, and I wish I could say nice things back to each and every person and get to know them personally, because that's how my family is. We don't just take things and just, not appreciate them in that manner. We always acknowledge who's offered us the most. That's why we still love our father, because he would go to the auctions, the car auctions, and he'd come home with half of his food to offer to us children. He would go without just to offer to us, and that's the most beautiful thing. I mean, I know he's done some wrong, but he's done a lot right, and that's what made all of us children so giving and compassionate, and going through hardships and understanding that this is kind of the poorest we've ever been in that way. My parents always afforded for us kids very well, but they also did a few things that might not have been quite up to par to the government officials or whatever, but at the same time they've been trying, and they're not really that bad of people. They're trying in that way to be law-abiding citizens, and that's what I can appreciate and love about them, that they make steps toward the good instead of the bad. And I can't state that for everyone. I haven't been around them constantly, but from my perspective, I just try to appropriate myself in a good manner so I can be a good role model to random people. And a lot of times I wasn't being that, because I was being defined in that way because of the hardships I was enduring. And that's not right either. I needed to step back and detach in that way from my trauma. And now I'm slowly starting to realize how to do that, and harnessing my healing, my own inner healing, as well as trying to heal others on my spiritual path, my journey. So, and I just hope everybody has a blessed weekend and a loving weekend full of, I hope everybody's well fed and has plenty to drink, and a nice safe place to sleep. And I couldn't have asked for more to be back in my mom's home, because she takes care of me where other people don't. And she's, your mom is the most important person in your life, really, honestly, because, depending on the mom, I guess, I was very blessed to have such a loving mother, and I know that. And I was very blessed to have loving, siblings. And especially my brother, I always feel sorry for the things that he's endured, because he's not really, people don't listen to him either. They don't listen to what he's gone through, and that's where he doesn't understand how to communicate anymore, and he does things that may look shady to others, but in his mindset, he's just trying to live with all the monitors around us and all the, informants and whatnot. It's really difficult when you have paranoia like that, when you've already been, lied to and manipulated, and you can't trust the system or anyone around you or the people you were interacting with. And the more I just mention little things, he gets very upset still, and I don't mean to rile him up. And that's why when I said about that, like rowdy relatives, like sometimes the little things I say, they jab so deep and I don't realize they do. They're just common sense things that I just want to convey, and I don't mean to be like picking on anybody or anything. But it sometimes happens and people think that I'm evil for it, and I'm like, no, like I just want you to confront your demons so that you can progress too. I don't want you to end up hurting later on, because if you fix it now and work on it now, then things will progressively get better. So, and that's what I did too, about like the weight loss and going on my path and traveling around by myself and building up the confidence to be single and alone as a woman and dressing nicely some days and bumming down like this so that no one would talk to me. And it was really convenient to know all these skills so that I could get by and have that common sense in the street sense or street smarts or whatever. Learning how to do that, it's a lot of, it's fun but dangerous, and it's also dependent on how well you stabilize yourself. It's all about, like I tell people, like, praying and stuff, like the mind, body, and soul, everything all together in conjunction, and Father, Son, Holy Ghost, same concept. You just have to see the metaphors behind everything, the symbolism behind everything, and like why we have the trifectas. And I'm getting slowly but surely more confident within myself to push myself further, maybe educate myself more, actually get some type of degree. At some point, I hope to finance myself. We have to look into the bills today, my mother and I, so that we have everything paid up. We still don't have the money for it. So that's why I still continued to say, if you wanted to donate through the PayPal or Venmo for me, or Cash App, which all this is new to me. I've never accepted assistance like this, so it's not something, I'm not begging anybody, but the fact that you've done it out of the kindness of your heart, you have no idea how grateful I am to you. You have no idea. Honestly, like, you have no idea. It's allowing some hope, some flicker of hope within our lives. And after all this and being told that I was like, oh, you're falsified a rape report. No, like I would never falsify anything. I would, try my best to, like, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to say that, but maybe you misunderstood. But honestly, I don't know what's going to happen from this. And that's where I'm sitting, because sometimes I can have some bit of prescience to foresee what might happen. But at the moment, I'm just sort of sitting within my sphere of like earthly demands, like bills and things. And right now it's just kind of hard to see the grander picture. I know that everything will work out fine. I know everything will be okay in God's eyes. And if I need to sit out some more time, then I need to sit out. But hopefully it won't disrupt my comfort in that way, or the comfort of my child. He's already gone through enough. He's gone through enough having to be in there under the copious amounts of stress that I've been under. And I've tried, even smoking some weed and everything to calm me down. That's the only thing I could think without harming myself, and that's the worst part. What's up, Loki kitty? So, yeah, I just wanted to convey my love for you and to tell you how appreciate. He's a silly kitty. I don't know. He needs more room than this for sure. We're going to go get a cat leash. I'm going to either help my mom get one or whatever, so we can start taking him on walks, because he's a hyper kitty. I have so much fun here now, and like even my brother's been a little bit more calm and, understanding that I don't want any screaming or fighting. We can talk things out and don't be too upset, and it's okay to cry, in front of us. It's safe. And I just love you all very much, and I know we don't know each other personally, but you've gotten to know me through these videos and gotten to know me through my photos, and I know that you know that I'm very grateful. And
I'm just very thankful that I have you, because I wouldn't have made it through. And but you know that. And so, and I don't mind exposing when I'm ugly crying, and I don't mind exposing when I'm ugly, and I don't mind exposing any of that, because this is me. This is Leticia, and this is what I was born looking like. So even though there are times where I know I'm being picked on, all in all, it's okay. Like, I don't mind it, because I wasn't allotted as many privileges as some people, and not everyone is, but I wish everybody had more than me, you know, and I wish everybody had safe places and everything they wanted, because there's a lot of resources in the world if we shared a little here and there. That's why I'm so grateful to you. And if anything, if you wanted to donate toward my mother as well, that would be lovely. And even my brother, because like a few things here and there, they always brighten the spirit, or lift the spirit. So I love you very much, and I pray that you're having a good weekend. And I'm sorry if I asked for too much, because really I don't want to ask for anything. I want to offer back, and I don't know how else to do that aside from just being my genuine self, and to offer you my time and compassion in that way, and companionship. So, and I tell people, like, if ever you just want to chat or anything, and I appreciate you for listening too, for just being there to listen. You have no idea how much that means to me. It's the little things. I was raised on little, and I learned to appreciate what I had. And my mother was strict as well. She was the more giving of the parent, but imagine going a life knowing you couldn't offer to everyone that you loved, and just being sulky, sulking in that that loss and that discomfort, and knowing that you might have failed. And I don't like to see that in my mother, not at all, or any of my family, or anyone's family, really. So I'm there for random people sometimes, just to be someone to listen. Hey, you've seen that. You know what I'm talking about. So I don't need to even make these videos, I don't think, because honestly, but it gives me something to do, something to look forward to talk to you, and to tell you how much I love you. Have a great weekend, and I'll message you, or, make another video some other time. But today's July 1st, 2022. Leticia Collins Servin. Bye-bye. I love you.